Good afternoon to all. Let me introduce myself. My name is Lorenzo Fiamma. I'm Italian. I'm working in Lisbon for the European Maritime Safety Agency, EMSA. I'm a project officer for integrated maritime data and dealing mainly with safe CNET issues. I'm here to talk to you about the Blue Belt pilot project. First of all, I wanted to spend some minutes to introduce you first safe CNET. It is the core based on which the Blue Belt is built upon. As you know, we have a lot of ships around Europe at every moment. This is a picture taken from safe CNET in a specific moment of the day. We have approximately 13,000 ships around European coasts at every moment. Every small black triangle that you see is a ship, as it is plotted in the safe CNET graphic interface today. And all the member states, authorities, maritime authorities, have access to this software, web software. Just to explain you how data are collected in safe CNET. Each ship, as you know, transmits AIS, automatic identification system. Depending on the type of the ship and the speed, the transceiver transmits a message with specific frequency. Along the European coastline, there are networks of shore-based antennas that capture the messages from ships and send these messages to shore-based, let's say, networks. Each country in Europe has established its own network, its own infrastructure that aggregate this information in local, regional, or national servers. And all this information from each country are sent to what we call regional servers. Then after data is aggregated regionally, then it is sent to the core, to the central point that is in Lisbon, to EMSA. Besides this, each country is collecting data from ships' master, agents, operators about ship movements, departures, arrival in ports, and information about ASMA, dangerous polluting goods carried aboard ships. And when an incident or accident happens in the sea, at sea, then the authorities are somehow inserting this information in the system, and the information is shared among European member states. All this information, as you see here, apart the positions from ships, also the information about dangerous goods, incidents, and voyage information are sent and shared through the core, through the data center that is in Lisbon. Now, I have collected a couple of slides just to show, as soon as we zoom in the picture, what we can actually appreciate in the image in the system, and to make you understanding which is the level of data and information we are currently sharing in safe CNET. In the picture you are seeing here, you have, as I told you before, each small triangle, black triangle, is a ship. The position is captured and is acquired through this AIS position message. The icon with the white diamond is a ship carrying dangerous polluting goods, you see, in the very moment. The ones that are red are the ones that have been reported because they've been involved in incident or accidents. And there are other types of icons that now are not here, like we have ships that are banned from the Paris MOU, ships that are single oil tankers, so they can't carry heavy oil in determinate conditions. So they are all displayed depending on the status and information we get in the system with a specific icon. Zooming further, we can get the picture on how the ships are distributed in ports, in specific routing systems, traffic separation schemes. The system is based on nautical charts like ECDIS. Here are ENC charts. So when we zoom in, we get, and we appreciate also the particulars on the chart. Then if, for instance, the user wants to get details about the cargo, then the system gives the possibility by clicking on the target to have information about the ship. This information are transmitted through the AIS. We get also the picture from another data provider, an external provider. And then if we want to go further, we can have the details, for instance, of the hazmat. So knowing what is actually the dangerous polluting goods carried on board the ship in the very moment. So this is to help the authorities in case there is a fire or an incident on board. Then they can plan rescue operations or plan their own services to converge around the ship and then make their own service to extinguish the fire or whatever, pollution, tackling, these type of things. And this is quite critical information because they must know if there is something dangerous before to go and try to extinguish a fire or making pollution tackling measures and operations about the ship. Then further, zooming further, we can get the picture. I took one of the northern ports where we have more traffic, and you can appreciate the picture with all the targets. And then at every moment we can know in an area which are the ships that are navigating or moored in port. So we can further investigate in the system, go into more details and getting details on the ship, the cargo, the voyage, where the ship was, where the ship is going, what the ship is carrying, these type of things. And of course, as I said before, we collect AIS data. Then this AIS data is used by the member state operator to understand and to know where the ship was, for instance, so we can construct backward the track of the ship, and then we can know each point the ship was approaching the port, where the ship was for each point. I just took a couple of pictures for Lisbon and Aveiro, just before to come. Just two places that you know very well. Now we go to the crew and to the core of the presentation, that is the Blue Belt. The Blue Belt is a project that has been introduced by the Belgian presidency at the Council Transport Ministers meeting, the informal meeting in September 2010. And after that, in December, when they had the plenary and the formal meeting in Brussels, they confirmed what was introduced by the Belgian presidency. And what the Belgian presidency introduced was divided in two main blocks. One was the Blue Belt concept, and one was the Blue Lane. Now the presentation most focused on the Blue Belt concept, is the technical part. The Blue Belt concept, as I will show you later on, is it was then acquired as an idea, as a concept, as an approach, and then the Commission made its own analysis. It proposed a way forward to the Council, and it supports actually the initiation of this pilot. They recognize the value that this pilot could have. And since CNET is the major network we have today that connect all the member states, and that connect and have the, let's say, the biggest amount of data today available to the authorities in terms of maritime information, then they support the idea to have Blue Belt, and then that the Blue Belt should be built on top or around or as a model of CNET.